is holding up. Ooh, it says we're live again, I think. That's good. Facebook says we're live. Are we live on the tube of you?
I don't either. The only thing that's popping up is last week.
Okay. Well.
Wait a minute. Yep, that's us.
We're live on the barn?
Yeah, that says
Perfect.
Yeah, you didn't mute us, did you?
Oh, I didn't mute us.
Yeah, you're coming through.
Well, at least now I know the audio works. This is how we start the podcast now. Well, let me get the open ready. Are you ready? Everybody listening out there ready?
Hello.
Here we go. Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Toady.
And this is the Merry Christmas edition of the Parkland Podcast.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
Well, here we are in Winter Wonderland for episode number 78 of the Parkland Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning here on this Saturday, December the 6th, right? That's today?
Today is the 6th.
Okay,
yes.
Good. And we got a great show lined up for you today. Chris Bullock, he is the chief of police for the city of Farmington. He'll be joining us. Hopefully he won't arrest us for trespassing, right?
Oh, if he's going to arrest me, he's got a litany of charges he could get me on.
Rhonda Hubbard is going to be here this morning. Rhonda is, of course, a fitness enthusiast and also somebody with a really big heart with involved in a lot of causes, right?
And we're going to talk about some of the things she's doing with Superheroes for Hope when she joins us later on this morning.
And then we'll have Paul Bimbauer. Now, Paul was the high bidder for the Help the Hungry Bake Sale Parkland Podcast guest auction.
Yes, he said nobody was going to outbid me, and fortunately he didn't have to go too far to prove that. But that's neither here nor there. Paul's a retired preacher in the area, so I have a feeling I know what we'll be talking about.
Very good. We could use a little more God in our lives. Hey, this episode brought to you by Parkland Pharmacy, by Discover Farmington, by your local Subway stores, Heimberger Construction, and First State Community Bank. Mark Toady, what did you do this week?
I rang the bell for the United Way of St. Francis County. I was out there. I went last Friday, and I went again on Thursday when it was about 23 degrees below zero, and it was sure cold. I took over for the lovely and talented Nancy Kreckler.
Yeah, I saw that picture on Facebook.
She is such a wonderful lady. Anyway, I did that, and then Friday I did a lot of United Way. We counted money for the United Way for our bell ringing totals, and then I was at the Farmington Christmas Parade last night. They had the lighting of the Christmas tree. All in all, it was a fantastic parade, a huge turnout. We had close to 100 vehicles.
Oh, wow.
In the parade, so it was just a really good day all in all.
Very, very good. And I had to miss the parade. We had the Farmington Invitational basketball tournament. It returned this year.
About time.
And was unable to live stream the games on Tuesday and Thursday because we have concerts at Truman Auditorium, elementary Christmas concerts. Those take number one priority when it comes to the BKTV YouTube airwaves. But I was able to get the Friday game in, and originally it was going to be played at 7:30, so I figured I can watch the parade, I can see Jonas march with all of his lights on, and then I can zip over to the high school real quick and and start the broadcast. But then St. Pius had to mess around and get into the championship game.
Darn Lancers.
I know. Playing for a state championship today in high school football. We'll cover all that coming up in just a little bit in sports. So they canceled their game against Rockwood Summit, which was supposed to be the 6 o'clock game. That moved Jackson Farmington up to 6. So I missed the parade. Heard it was great.
But you got home earlier.
But I did get home earlier, and that was pretty nice. And we had a pretty solid broadcast from the game as well. I was missing a camera person, and it was a guy I was really relying on to be like my main camera, follow the action. And so one of Jonas's friends, who's a freshman who plays basketball, I saw him, I was like, hey, man, you know how basketball works. Would you be interested in coming and working the camera? And Bo Garrett did fantastic. He was like one of the best camera people we've ever had. So kudos to you, Bo. Hope it's a great day for you. And then, yeah, just the normal teachy stuff. We've got a snow day on Tuesday.
Yeah, don't remind me about that.
Some people got snow days Tuesday and Wednesday. Farmington and St. Joe, St. Paul just had the one day.
I just want to apologize to my brother Tom. I was supposed to go Tuesday to St. Charles. He had a big retirement party.
Oh!
And it was just too cruddy. And the further north you went, the worse it got. I think they had like 5 or 6 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Where he lived. And I think I could have made it there okay. I was more worried about coming back first thing in the morning and all the refreeze and the black ice. And I said, brother, I love you, but I'm not going to risk it. And he was very understanding.
Yeah.
But then I saw a picture that his daughter put on Facebook, and it made me feel guilty.
Uh-oh.
So
everybody was here but Uncle Mark.
Everybody was here but Uncle Mark. That loser.
So we're at Law Memorial Hall. And
Isn't it wonderful?
This is Winter Wonderland. This is a yearly gift from the city of Farmington to the community, and this is an absolutely free place. You can bring the kids to meet Santa Claus. Jolly old Saint Nick, you can see his throne right in between us. That's where he sits every weeknight, I believe, from 6 to 8 p.m. And then there's a couple of select Sundays. We're going to go, or Saturdays, rather. We're going to go over that in the events page because there's so many Discover Farmington things happening in the next few weeks.
There's a bunch happening today. Our faces may be a little dark compared to what we normally have because of the lighting here, but we're not the stars of this show. This Winter Wonderland is the star of this show.
There is a giant train set up that you basically walk over to get to Santa Claus up here. And I've been bringing my kids here. Let's see, Jonas is 15. I keep looking over here because he's sitting over here. 15 years old. You've been coming to Winter Wonderland for what? At least since you were like 3. Yeah, and made it an every year thing, and they always sit on Santa's lap and tell him what they want for Christmas and check out the trains. And
Jonas
really
is a pretty big guy. I don't think he should be sitting on Santa's lap right now.
Well, it depends. It depends on who the Santa is, I guess.
Now, I can see him going for Mrs. Claus, but
well. Yeah, and Mrs. Claus is usually, she's running.
She's right down there.
Yeah, she's making sure there's not too many gawkers on the walkway here. That's Mrs. Claus's job, other than keeping Santa in line. So, yeah, come on out and see us. Again, this will open up this afternoon. We'll give you all the times, and you can always find Discover Farmington information at discoverfarmingtonmo.com.
2 words, live reindeer.
Ooh, and an ice carver.
And an ice carver.
Both happening today. Details coming up in just a bit. Do you have any trivia for us this morning?
I do, but I thought I'd wait till our esteemed chief of police joins us.
We're going to test his brain.
And we're going to test his brain, too.
Now, no pressure, but Jeff Kreitz didn't do very good.
Yeah, we'll see who's got it, the sheriff or the police chief here.
Very good. Well, I guess we should go ahead and bring him up here in a minute. But first, want to talk about Parkland Pharmacy. Again, they're your local pharmacy in the Parkland, and they have those Snuggies, those Warmies, those stuffed animals. They're ready.
Speaking of blankets and
Snuggies and stuff.
They had a big grand opening at the new Papa John's. Pizza.
Oh, yes.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, I got to go too.
Yeah.
You went, I guess, Wednesday night?
There was one Tuesday night. I went to the sneak grand opening Tuesday and the official grand opening on Thursday, but they had these little nice to-go bags and had a little Christmas decoration in it, and we had all kinds of free pizza. It was the folks from Papa John's were really top-notch.
We went there with the Farmington Marching Band. What was that, Thursday night? Wednesday night. And everybody got their own pizza. It was fantastic.
Props to Julie Estes from the Farmington Chamber. They let her come back and make her own pizza.
Yes, we got to do that too.
Yes.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. So here's hoping that things go well. So, anyways, getting back to Parkland Health Mart, Parkland Pharmacy, they are running a big sale on Warmies and Skinny syrups. Buy two, get one free through the end through December 13th. So get your Skinny syrup and get your Warmies, those little stuffed animals you can throw in the microwave, warm them up, give them a big hug. All available at Parkland Pharmacy with locations in Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Greenville, and Piedmont. And Subway, Eat Fresh, the official sandwich of the Parkland podcast. I'm sure you've had some Subway lately.
I've got Subway sitting in my refrigerator. I actually went and got soup. They had broccoli cheddar soup yesterday, so I grabbed me a couple of bowls of that. I love the sandwiches, don't get me wrong, but sometimes on a cold day, a bowl of soup goes a long way, and whether it's their loaded potato or their broccoli cheddar soup, man, and you always get a warm, fuzzy feeling when you get the great customer service that they have at Subway. I go to the Farmington store, but I know it's the same in the Bonne Terre store and the other locations that they have. So Brianna and Jessica and Heather, thank you all so much. I saw the boys from Subway here last night at the parade with their kiddos. So
great.
Jake, good to see you last night, and he had his whole family with him.
Yeah. I saw Ben, the other Subway boy at the basketball game.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah,
they're
they're all over the place. Subway, Eat Fresh, Bonne Terre, Deloge, Park Hills, Farmington, and several other Parkland locations. You can check them out today. All right, quick break. When we come back, we will visit with the Chief of Police for the City of Farmington, Chris Bullock. He will join us next here on the Parkland Podcast. Good morning.
Come on up, Chris.
And then Jonas, whenever he gets situated there, if you want to readjust the camera.
You want him over here or over there?
Over there would be perfect.
Pull that chair up here. You look like you're ready to head to the woods. A couple of idiots said, come be on the podcast.
Take a day off the woods.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Back on the Parkland Podcast on this Saturday morning. Thanks so much for tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. We are broadcasting live this morning from Winter Wonderland in downtown Farmington. This is an awesome Christmas display set up in Long Hall. And one of the guys that helps keep this safe every year is Chris Bullock. He's the Chief of Police for the City of Farmington. Good morning, sir. How are you?
How are you guys?
Good.
Doing great.
Well, you're not too far. Was it 2 years as police chief now? 3?
3 in January will be 3.
Wow.
Yep, flying by.
Where's the time gone?
It flies by. Just boom. Yep.
What's the last 3 years been like for you?
First year was hectic because when Chief Baker left, of course, I had to do a lot of promoting, and plus we were in a process of, it was a constant process of hiring because nobody wanted to be a police officer. So first year was pretty hectic. So I feel like I spent the first 13 months of my career as chief hiring, firing, and promoting. And luckily there was very little
firing.
Yes. So that was my first year, but then my feet hit the ground and it smoothed out. So
You said that it seems like people didn't want to be a police officer then. How's the job pool now? Because it seems like things have improved for the job market. Are you seeing that?
it has gotten better. I don't think we'll ever see the numbers of applicants that we had when I came to work here, where you had 40 and so on to people apply at one time for one single job or maybe two jobs. I don't think we'll ever see that again, but it has gotten a little bit better. I think I have 7 or 8 applications in my desk drawer right now that are just kind of sitting there hanging. I don't have any openings, although on the road, but I do have 2 SRO, school resource officer openings, that we're trying to hire for. So we just started publishing that this past Monday. Yep.
One thing I've noticed in my travels through town is it seems like the force has gotten a lot younger.
Oh my gosh, yes, yeah. I mean, for years when I was a lieutenant, Chief Baker would be, we'd be talking and he'd say, everybody's got their own assigned DSN number, which is your call number on your radio. And we'd be talking, and he'd say, okay, like who's 107? I can't remember who 107 is. And I'm like, well, that's so-and-so. That's easy to remember. Don't you know who your people are you work for? Well, now I'm back there, and now I'm doing the exact same thing. Lieutenant Barron or Captain Lacey would be sitting there, and I'll be sitting there looking at the DSNs, and I'm like, who is that? I can't remember who that is. So I'm not with them every day like I used to be. So, but yeah, they are much younger. Goodness, it's rough.
And it's become a career for the females as well. There's several females on the force.
Yes, I think we have 6 females on our force now, and I love it. There's things that females can do that males can't do, and a lot of it's searching and other things, but they sure do talk to people a lot easier than what the males do. So I don't get near as many complaints on them for being rough and gruff as what I do the males. So yeah.
I know Mineral Area College is expanding the law enforcement academy. That was some news this week. How much of a need is there for that, and how lucky are we that we have one literally down the street?
I was there for the groundbreaking earlier this week, and it's very important that we have a good academy locally. I mean, we're kind of blessed. I'm full with the exception of SROs, but I do need to fill those positions. Other agencies, local agencies here in the county, they're still looking for people. They're always looking for people. When I was coming up through the ranks, it was like people played musical cops. A guy would leave Deloge, and a guy from Bonne Terre would go to Deloge, and the guy that left Bonne Terre leave that vacancy, and a guy from Park Hills would come, or Flower would come over and take over that. So they just moved around and around and around and around. Well, now they leave and just take up other occupations. But I think the academy expanding, I think it's just going to be a lot better for us here locally. I think. Like I said, out of the applications I have in my drawer, I think 5 of them are from the local academy and 1 from Jeffco Academy.
Not only that, Chief, but I remember 5 or 10 years ago it was hard to keep people here because St. Louis and other municipalities were offering so much more money, but it seems like the city has kind of addressed that issue.
They have. We used to get poached on just like everybody else. They'd come in and grab our people for a few more dollars, and now money talks. It really does. The cities up in the suburbs of St. Louis, not necessarily the city of St. Louis, but the suburbs of St. Louis County, they would come in and grab them up for, when you can drive 30 minutes north, 40 minutes north and make 10 grand more a year, people are going to do that. Mm-hmm. And the city has addressed it, and a big thank you to the mayor, Chris Morrison, Greg Beavers, and the city council. It was across the city, it was citywide, but they took care of us in the police department, and they seen the need, and they took care of it. They got a pretty substantial raise this year, and it's made a difference, and it's made a difference in morale. Like I said, I don't have people jumping ship and running somewhere else, so it's worked out really well. They've really taken care of us, and we got a benefit package to go along with that, which was also very nice.
So here we are in December now. It's the holiday season. It's the shopping season. It's the time of year where you like to warn people about a few things to keep yourself safe and keep your stuff with you.
I've been waiting for the opportunity to say this, and I want to say this. People need to lock their cars. We have had so many firearms stolen this year out of cars. It has went up considerably since last year. Be a responsible gun owner. I'm a responsible gun owner. I own guns myself. Do not leave guns in your car. So I'm going to lock my car and leave my gun in my car overnight. Well, it may not be there the next morning. Just because it's locked doesn't mean it's going to be there. We've had, numerous. I see the reports coming across my desk. Numerous guns stolen out of cars, daylight and dark, not necessarily overnight. You know, if just be a responsible gun owner. Those guns come back on us. We find them in the scariest. We run into those guns again. Eventually, us or other departments run into those guns. Those guns are not used for sporting, to go out and shoot and plink, or go out and shoot, skeet, or hunt with, or anything else. They're used for one thing, and we're running into more and more of those on the street. So we've recovered a lot of them, but we still have a lot of them stolen. There's still a lot of them out there that we have never recovered, and it happens not just in Farmington, but all the cities.
Yeah.
Don't leave guns in your cars. You can't do it like you did, 40 years ago when you could leave, 30, 40 years ago when you could leave a rifle in the racks in the back of your truck. Well, you can't do that no more. It won't be there tomorrow morning. So that's that. But that, if you go shopping, I'm on my wife all the time. If you go shopping, I have her if she wants to leave her purse in the car, put it in the back where it can't be seen. Don't leave valuables in view in your cars. Do not leave your cars unlocked. Park in well-lighted places. Just keep an eye out, because there's a lot of people out there. They're opportunists. If they get a chance to take advantage of you, they will. So.
Any increased, I know I saw where the city of Park Hills had a release. We're going to talk about that in the news coming up. They're going to be patrolling their light displays more. Have you seen any tick-ups in vandalism relating to Christmas lights or anything like that?
Seems like every year we have a couple, but not a whole lot. It's not a big problem. But every once in a while, the little blow-up figurines they put on their lawns, somebody may go by and BB gun it or something like that. But maybe steal some lights off a porch. But it's really not a really big problem, because we don't have a really big display that the city puts out. Mm-hmm. But there are some of the houses in town, like over in Holiday Park. There's one. It's just, this guy's got seems like hundreds of blow up.
Yes, I've seen that.
Ornaments on his lawn. It's pretty neat. So we drive by there every year and look at that. But we don't really have too much of a problem with that. No.
So, Chief, nobody likes the cold weather, especially like what we had this past week. Is it especially challenging for you all when you go to respond to calls?
It is. I kind of felt what the road officers felt last night in the parade. The wind just shot down through town, and it was really cold. When they're out, we got our snow early this week. The first thing that happened was our flyover ramp froze over. That's the first thing that happens, is our flyover ramp freezes over. And when that freezes over, we know the rest of the bridges are going to go. Not long after that flyover ramp froze over and we had an accident on it, the bridge underneath northbound immediately froze over, and we started having accidents there. So these seem to be the first two. I don't know why it is, but I guess they're more open underneath, but seem to be the first two bridges in the county to freeze over every year. And so, when we start getting rain or ice or snow, just be cautious when you're driving, because the bridges are usually the first things to freeze. And those guys had to sit out there. We had to put 4 or 5 cars out there just to slow traffic down to keep them from hitting the guys that were on the bridge working the accident. Yeah. So it's very dangerous for them to be out there in the cold, not only the elements, but people need to pay attention and drive and be cautious and move over to the left lane if they're in the right lane. And sometimes they end up in the left lane, move to the right lane, and give those guys room, not just us, the county guys, the troopers, the other local agencies also.
It's got to be frustrating to see people, when the conditions aren't at their best, still drive down the highway or the side roads. Yeah, going 65, 70.
Oh, I get irritated. Yeah, I travel back and forth to Fredericktown a lot to my property, and when I'm coming back, and it may be bad weather or something, and I'll be in my truck pulling my trailer and my UTV or whatever, and somebody will pass me. It seems like, I know they're doing 80 or 85 miles an hour, and just in the, if it's snowing, they just keep right on going. They don't slow down for nothing. Those people you usually end up seeing in the ditch a couple miles up the road. You can drive by and honk at them, wave at them as you go by. But
and you've got 2.5, 3 months more of this kind of weather.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Other than that, everything is good with the police department. How many total officers do you have?
We have 33 right now. We're down 2. We're hoping to get those filled. It's a busy time of year for us. The retail is really busy. We probably, our biggest crime is probably theft, larceny. people have started, it's a season for shopping. People have started their Christmas shoplifting early this year. They want to get the best deals, so you go and you shoplift early. Seems like we spend a lot of time out at Walmart. Walmart's our biggest contributor to, it's just nonstop. But we get Lowe's, Menards, all the retail out there. People go in and just steal and go. Yeah.
And there's so much new growth in Farmington, so many more businesses coming in. It's not going to get easier.
It's not going to get easier, and I've seen this myself since I came here. But with growth comes growing pains, and some of the growing pains are crime, and they're crimes you try to combat them, but you can't stop them. It's going to happen. So we stay busy. We're at 23,000 and some change calls right now for as of November 31st. For the year, and projected probably we're averaging between 19 and 2,200 calls a month for service. So we're looking at probably beating our 23 calls for service, which was 25,495 calls for 23, and we're actually projected probably going to beat that this year. It looks like.
So you've got marijuana, you've got heroin, you've got meth, you've got fentanyl. What seems to be the drug of choice right now?
We're starting to see a meth come back. The fentanyl seems to be slowing down, whether it's what they're doing on the borders or on the sea right now, whatever they're doing. It seems like it is slowing down a little bit. It seems like here in the Midwest, when things happen on the East Coast or the West Coast, it takes a while to get to the Midwest, but it has to be slowing down on the East Coast and West Coast too for it to be slowing. The fentanyl to be slowing down a little. We're still getting a little bit of fentanyl now and then. But for it to be slowing down here in the Midwest, it seems like it is. Something's making a difference on the fentanyl. So they're resorting back to we seldom ever see heroin anymore. Not very often at all. It's usually meth, pills, a little bit of fentanyl here and there, but that's really it. And the guys work hard at it. Guys and girls work hard at it, and we get quite a bit of drugs off the street. Yeah, and the marijuana is just that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story now. Yeah.
How has that changed for you with legalization? Something that your whole career you're fighting, and now it's completely different.
Yeah.
How's that been?
It's very hard. I tell you, and I'll refer to the sheriff on this. Me and the sheriff, when he was still with the city, we were working a call at one of the local motels, and we went into the room. He was a detective at that time, and we went into the room, and we're standing there looking around, and we both are kind of like, marijuana was legalized at that point in time, but we looked down. It's the first time we really encountered it. Since then, we're like, that's illegal. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not illegal. He can have that, and it was really hard to not pick it up and take it with us.
Right.
So now we treat marijuana now a lot like alcohol, with the exception with the minors. We do get people, we've gotten several reports that I've read, people driving under the influence of marijuana. So it takes a blood test to get that out. There's no chemical test or not a chemical test, but there's no breath test or anything you can do for the marijuana. So, we're dealing with it as we go along. And now it's the hemp derivatives that we're dealing with that they're selling in the smoke shops, and we've passed an ordinance for that. So.
Well, Chief, now it's time for the hard-hitting question.
Oh, no.
Who's the best deer hunter in your family?
My daughter. She killed a 19-pointer this year.
Whoa.
So she took the award home with her this year. Yeah. So she's.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome, and she was in a blind behind me about 150 yards, and it was opening day, and it was about 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon, and I hear a shot, and no more did the ring of the shot go away that my phone started buzzing, and. I picked it up, and my daughter's on there. She's like, "Oh, Dad, I killed the biggest deer. It's so big, it's huge." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm used to her. She'll kill a little 4-pointer, 5-pointer. She always says, it's so big, so big." I'm like, "Okay, I'll be up there in a little bit." She's like, "Oh, Dad, it's huge." And you can tell she's shaking. I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So I get down out of my tree stand, get all my stuff down. I walk up there to her, and I walk over to her blind, and I told her to just watch it, and if it gets up again, shoot it again. And she made a very good shot on it, and she's standing there. She said, "It's laying over there," and the leaves were kind of thick because we had a lot of leaves down at that time, and I could see the horn sticking out. So that's better than what you've been killing, yeah. So the closer I got to it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, sis!" I'm like, "This deer is really, really big," and it was really, really big when we got to it. So I was so proud of her. So she done very well. I killed an 8-pointer. Dan killed a doe. My brother John killed a 6-pointer, and she took the cake home with her that day.
Is she letting you all know about it?
Oh
too?
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah, she's like, where do I get it mounted at? And that's the very first thing she started talking about. I want to get this one mounted. I want to get this one mounted.
Yeah.
So, and her husband was happy for her too. He was like, he was really happy for her.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 33 years old. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't look at you as being old enough to have 33-year-old
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. I think she's 33. My son's 30. So they're grown. They got good jobs. They got one's got a good family. The other one's working on getting a good family, and so everything's good with me. Yeah, I'm blessed. Yeah.
You want to try a little your luck at trivia?
I'll try if I can phone a friend. But I don't have my phone over there.
Oh, no.
So if I had Lieutenant Ryan Barron here with me, he
Yeah.
has a wealth of absolutely knowledge that is absolutely useless to anybody
Yes.
but trivia.
Well, I don't know. He told us this week that there would only be 2 vehicles from one of the fire departments in the parade, and they brought 4 or 5. So I'm not sure how much help he could be.
Yeah,
to you.
he may not. Yeah, that was true. There was several of those last night. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. Just
Okay.
a couple. These are all weather related.
Weather related.
Weather-related,
Ooh,
too.
okay. Okay.
All right. The heaviest snowfall ever recorded in the state of Missouri was how many inches?
23 inches.
Chief says 23.
I'm gonna go like 50, 52.
He's notoriously bad at this.
Yes, I am.
20.4 inches.
Oh, all right.
In St. Louis, listen to this, in March 30th through the 31st of 1980, so not that long ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
At least for us 4, we can all kind
Yeah.
of remember.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a
That's
little
when I
bit.
walked around. It was up to my waist in. No,
Yeah.
a little taller than that. Yeah.
All right, the coldest temperature ever recorded in Missouri happened in 1905 in Warsaw. How cold did it get?
Minus 30.
All right, Jason says minus 30,
Warsaw, minus 12.
minus 12. Advantage, Jason, minus 40.
Whoa.
That is.
Whoa.
40.
What year was that?
1905.
Yow.
All right, the most snowfall in a single season in Missouri was in 1911 through 1912, that winter. It was in St. Louis. How many inches? We'll give you a little leeway here. How many inches did we get that year?
For the year.
52.
52, says the chief.
I'm gonna go 62.
Ooh.
He went over.
He pretty much kicked butt. 63.3
Wow,
inches.
man.
63.3 inches.
That's why I didn't make it as a meteorologist.
And just one more.
All right.
The record snowfall in the continental United States in a 24-hour period, how many inches?
Continental, so that doesn't include Alaska.
Right.
Okay, okay. Still, though, some of those places up north, man.
This is in 24 hours.
24 hours. I'm going to say 36 inches.
36.
I'm going to go 40.
40. I'm going to go 75.8 because I have
Whoa.
the answer right in front of me.
Whoa,
Had to be like Buffalo,
75?
New York or something.
Silver Lake, Colorado.
Oh.
In 1921. And just for the record, I looked this up. Some of the high altitudes in parts of Alaska get over 1,000 inches of snow in a winter.
I don't know how people live up there. It just seems like it'd be so depressing to live
Yeah.
up there.
I think
cold and snow
I
every
could
day.
go in
And dark.
June, stay through July and August, and then I get the heck out
Go
of
home.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks so much for coming in this morning. We appreciate it.
Anything else that you wanted to mention?
That should be just people just be careful during the holiday seasons and stay safe, stay warm.
And if somebody's interested in applying for the school resource officer positions, that's all online?
It's all online for this with the city. I've gotten a couple applications already. You don't have to have experience as a SRO or a school resource officer, but you do have to have the academy hours prior to applying because we need them pretty quick. We can't push through the college or through the academy and wait for it. We need somebody that's ready to roll.
Well,
to
Jesus,
save our kids.
Yes.
we appreciate you being here, and no offense against you or Jason or myself, but the Parkland podcast is about to get much better looking here in the next couple of minutes. So
I combed my hair just for this.
Oh, man.
I thought I'd take it, but I guess not.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks,
your
Steve.
time.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Merry
All
Christmas
right.
to you guys.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local
sir,
independent
very
pharmacy is alive
All right,
and
Rhonda,
well.
are you ready,
We
young
work
lady?
hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local
How are
pharmacy
you?
at its finest.
It is a wonderland, isn't it?
It is, for sure. Okay, how much time we have?
We got a couple minutes.
We're live, okay. So this is a coffee card for you.
Oh.
This is a coffee card for you.
Thank you.
And then you wash your cookie down with your coffee.
Oh, yeah.
You tell people I gave you sugar, I will deny it. But here's the best
Sweet.
part. Here is a sample of microbiome gut health from Juice Plus, the new product.
Oh,
So
nice.
there's a little bitty capsule in there, and then you mix up the little powders.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
I need to read something. How are you guys? And I brought in.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
Yeah. Kind of explain.
Okay.
When comfort matters, count on Capaya's Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capayas, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit capayasheatingandcooling.com today. Capayas Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
All live on Facebook and YouTube.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Whatever feels natural.
I'm talking to you, right?
Yes. Yeah, we'll talk. You look at us. We'll look at the camera a little bit. You can look at the camera too if you want. But most of the time you can just look at us. We'll be on in about 10 seconds. No problem. Oh, yeah, Rhonda. I'm going to take our logo off of there.
Yeah.
Back on the Parkland podcast here on this Saturday morning. I haven't even looked at the temperature yet, Mark. How cold is it outside?
I'd say it's about 30 degrees.
You say it's about that we should have made this our weather trivia that we played. Guess the temperature. Rhonda Hubbard, what do you think the temperature is outside right now?
I just think it's cold.
You think it's cold? Oh, grab that microphone there too.
I can do anything.
I do that.
I can do anything when the sun is shining.
Yes.
The cold does not faze me.
36 is our current
36.
temperature this morning. Rhonda Hubbard joining us here
Excuse
on
me.
the stage. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Rhonda Hubbard.
Thank you.
Why in
Thank you,
30
thank you.
years of referring to her that way now?
Oh, that's great. And, I mean, you fit right in with the Christmas trees there. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, the apparel looks is perfect for today.
Thank you. My favorite color is glitter. So
Yes.
there you go.
So you have a big heart. Everybody knows that. You want to help out your fellow person, and you like helping out the young. You like helping out the elderly and everybody in between.
Yes.
What do you have going on right now? I mean, that's probably like a question I could set my headphones down and go have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. But what do you have going on to help out people these days?
Well, thank you for saying that. And I do. I wake up every morning and I pray how the Lord can use me for the day. Like, what can I do? And that's what we all are here for, right? To make a difference in other people's lives. And so, my goodness, Mark, let's just take it way back,
Yeah.
Let's take it way back to all the jump rope
I
teams.
was going to say, whether the Farmington School District or West County, either one, when did you start the jump rope?
We did the Bouncing Bulldogs at West County jump rope team for the American Heart Association. That was all volunteer for about 10 years, I think, at West County. So that was probably in the 1900s, the late 1900s.
Yeah.
And then we went over, then I started teaching in Farmington, and we created the Night Ropers. You covered all that as well, and did that for several years. And then once I started having babies, the jump rope got laid down a little bit.
Yeah, but you didn't stop, though. You started doing people, if they've known Rhonda for 15, 20 years, they know her as the aerobics lady because she has done so much in the way of aerobics. If you've known her as long as I have, you remember the jump roping.
Yes.
But something else that you were a big part of is Superheroes for Hope, and that's one that you really won me over with.
Yes, well, thank you. And I'm going to rewind for just a minute because you talked about the fitness and the wellness, and I'm glad you guys are sitting down because in January it will be 37 years that I've been teaching classes and training and in the fitness industry.
Wow.
And I know most people probably watching this aren't even 37 years old. So
Did you start when you were 2?
5.
5. Okay.
I think it was 5. So I always kid the TR family. I got to give a shout out to my TR family and Better Bodies. It's the same family actually. It was a mother and mom and dad that sold TR to the son, Michael Morgan. We are like family, and I always kid him and tell him, I'll be 102, and he'll be carrying me out of there kicking and screaming because insurance won't cover me anymore. So, but yeah, I love it. And so, Superheroes for Hope, let's talk about that. Unfortunately, there is a big need, right, in our community, and everywhere. And so why not just step up and I thought, why not step up and step into something to give back? I feel like the community has always been so good to me and supporting what I do that I wanted to give back. And so Jill Wagner and I, very dear friend, we got together and decided let's create Superheroes for Hope. It really was a God thing. And let's help children be the hero of their own story. So we get to help families financially. I just got all my Christmas cards ready yesterday to get mailed out. So we help them financially. Any child who has any kind of childhood disease, we've decided in this county that we are going to support that family. So there's nothing like being able to show up at a doorstep or drop a card in the mail, with money to support them, whatever they need. Because we know it's not just initially a burden with finances when a child is sick.
Sure.
We know that is a continuation. It goes on and on. So we always want to be there for the families. And I just want to shout out to the community because everybody's been so wonderful about our fundraisers, which we do have a fundraiser coming up. And I brought you guys some flyers, of course, here about the mouse races coming up. That's going to be February 13th. What a fun way to celebrate with your honey for Valentine's Day. Or if you don't have a honey, come on out to Twin Oaks Winery and we'll find you one.
That's right.
He took my line. And we'll find you one. But we are going to have a great time. And it's fun to get together and know that we're doing something to give back to the community. Yes.
You mentioned Ms. Wagner, and you two have done a fantastic job, but you have a super committee. You just hand out, say, we need this, we need that, and all of a sudden that need gets filled.
Absolutely. It takes a village. We have Alicia Dunlap, we have Keela Files, we've had so many people on and off, through the years that just want to help. Kelsey Hensel, Misty Drake, I could go on, and if I say too too much, I'm probably going to forget somebody, so we got to be careful. Thank you to everyone who supported us.
So tell us about the mouse races.
Yeah, so it's happening on February 13th. That's a Friday night. You can always reach out to Jill or reach out to myself on Facebook. We actually have our own superhero page, so we can get you added into that, and you can also get updates on our children and see what's happening. But that is going to happen, again, at 6 p.m., Twin Oaks Winery, and we have different ways you can get signed up. And you can get a table or you can just walk in at the last minute. We like to know ahead of time. Of course, it makes it a little easier for planning. But reach out and let us know if you want to get a table together. And love to have everybody out here supporting our local children and families.
A lot of people get scared. They hear the word mouse races. They're thinking like mice are actually running around everywhere. It's in a nice controlled setting. So if you're scared of mice, don't worry. They're going to be behind glass, at least most of the time, right?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Occasionally one might get away.
Yeah, no.
I'm kidding. The very first mouse race I attended was one that we hosted for Superheroes for Hope a few years ago. We hired Jacob Stoker out of St. Louis. He does a lot of the senior project things, and he is just amazing. We just pay him. He comes, sets everything up. Yes, he does have tracks where the mice, go and do their thing. I was amazed the first time I attended. It's so much fun. If you like to laugh, come out with us on February 13th. Talk about a good time.
Sometimes the mouse you think is the fastest doesn't move at all. Sometimes the one that looks like it's been smoking some funny cigarettes shoots across. You never know what's going to happen in one of those races.
That's true. Then sometimes he pulls them out and puts them on a roulette table, and that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's interesting.
And
so
if you want to see people go crazy, watch the roulette thing, watch the little poker thing. Go!
Yes.
If you want to see 30 or 40 people just go absolutely back crazy, go to a mouse race. It's hilarious.
Yes, and through the years, we've had same people, businesses, local businesses, just local friend groups too, getting together and making sure they have a table. So I'll be reaching out to them here in the near future. And then if you've just not been and you want to have a good time and you're looking for something to do Valentine's weekend, come join us. It's a great cause.
Now, you can't talk about speaking of local businesses, you can't talk about Superheroes for Hope without mentioning Hub's Pub.
Oh, Hub's Pub. Gotta love Brandon Hubbard, right? Not just because he's my nephew, but because talk about a big heart.
Open the doors for just about everything.
Anything and every good cause.
Absolutely. Yes. Hub's Pub has been part of our Superheroes for Hope and starting our fundraising there and just getting started when we really didn't even know what we were doing. But Brandon is always there to support. Yeah. Great guy.
How can people support this cause? Maybe if they can't make it, they got big Valentine's plans, but they still want to help out the cause. What are some other ways they can do that?
Great question. We're always taking donations. We have a PayPal account. We have Richard Black here in town, the CPA. He takes such good care of us and keeps us legal.
Yes.
And make sure that all the paperwork's done. You can also just go to First State Community Bank, any branch. And, if you want to make a donation to the local families to do that, you can reach out to Jill or myself on social media, and we're happy to guide you with a link.
Now, you've also brought yourself a little baby with you today.
I did.
I want to hear more about this.
Well, let's talk about that. Okay, so another way, I just love making a difference is, of course, helping people feel good, right? And I think some people can go through this life and not realize how good they can feel. Of course, that's why my passion for fitness and what I'm getting ready to kick off here in the new year. But let's talk about this, because 3 years ago, God laid on my heart to start a book, and in that time period, my sister, who is 61, had a stroke and has suffered dementia. She's local here in a full-time nursing home, and it's a heartbreak every day. And there's so many blessings from it as well, for our family, and how our family steps up and supports her every day. We kind of spoil her. We're there every day. That's where I'm going when I leave here today. But I started putting this in words, and then I put it on the back shelf when my sister got sick. That was like 3 years ago. Put it on the back shelf and thought, okay, gotta just pause this for a while. And then about 8 months ago, close to 8 months ago, I heard God say, you know what? It's time. This is your life. This is reality. And people need to hear this message that you have to share. And so the name of the book is called Sunflowers and Sisters. I knew the title of the book immediately before I even finished, because do you guys know the story of the sunflower? Okay, story time. Ready?
Okay,
this
ready.
is the former teacher in me. Okay, so the sunflowers, they turn in the mornings. If you go by a sunflower field, they are turned to the east. As the sun moves through the day, the sunflowers will also turn. They keep their eyes on the sun, the light. That's what we need to be doing in our world, right? In our life. We want to keep our eyes on the light, on the sun, okay? For me, that's Jesus Christ and many of you. And so on cloudy, dark days, guess what the sunflowers do? You can drive by a sunflower field, and on those cloudy, dark days, the sunflowers will turn in toward one another. They face one another. That's what we need to do, right? When we're feeling down or isolated or not enough or unworthy, go talk to somebody, right? And not isolate, but lean into each other for energy and for support. And there's so much we can learn from sunflowers, right? I've always loved the sunflower. And when they bend, but they come back stronger, just like a palm tree, right? They bend, they can break, but they'll come back stronger. And here's the really cool thing about sunflowers in a field. When one of them, and I'm not making this stuff up, you can't make this stuff up. Like, you can go research this. When a sunflower bends over in a storm or whatever it might be, the others actually get up underneath that sunflower and they pick it back up. That's why we're here. You know, we have so much to learn from a sunflower. And so I titled this Sunflowers and Sisters. Sisters, I have 3 of the most amazing sisters. And I always love my sisters. We have a great foundation. I love my brother, too. He don't have as much hair as we do, but that's a whole nother story.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
So this book is really not about my sisters. There's one chapter about my sisters and some stories. This book is about grace, growth, and guidance for all women. I am such an advocate for sisterhood. Like, I just want everyone to know how important sisterhood is. And I think the more birthdays I have, the more important it becomes. And I love the men in my life. Love my brother, love our boys, love my husband. But there's something about sisterhood. And you guys are looking at me a little cross-eyed, like, what? But so I've shared stories in here about how you can bloom anyway, right? We don't need to stand back and wait for the applause of somebody else. We just live our life. We step into who God created us to be, and we don't have to wait for somebody to applaud. And it's okay if people don't understand your calling. Sometimes, you know, people will question your calling, and that's okay too, because they just don't understand. And that's okay. Some may go away, some may question you. It's okay. And so I've just developed this, put this book together for grace, growth, guidance, and it is faith-filled. It's a faith-filled, kind of a self-help devotion book for women. And so I got to the teacher brain in me, I always wanted a book that was 100 pages. It was just
It's a good number.
in my mind. Yeah, in my mind. 100 pages, I can do that. And I got to 96, page 96, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is all I've got. But something told me, that little quiet voice said, just sit on it, hang on to it, okay? So 3 months prior to me getting to the page 96, I had taken a baby over to the nursing home to help my sister because I was getting phone calls, 2-3 times at night at bedtime, and she was having a really hard time. And so I researched and looked online, found this beautiful nurse, and she said, get her a baby to take care of. Get her something to focus on, because as women, we always need something to nurture and love and take care of. And so I placed that baby in her arms, asked her for help, and I followed the nurse's instructions on how to do that. It went smooth. She loves baby Ellie. That's what she named her immediately. Her name's Ellie. She takes her with her everywhere she goes around the nursing home, and she loves her baby. And so I went back to the nursing home after trying to finish this book, and the nurse said to me, the head nurse, Rhonda, this is just unbelievable, the difference in your sister. I said, I know, you haven't called me at bedtime in 3 months. And she said, yeah, I think you're onto something here. I think this is beautiful. And I said, I just wish I could help more women. And she follows me on social media, so she knows how full calendar I am and how I live on purpose. And she said, yeah, you should do that in your free time. That's exactly what we did.
Right.
We both laughed.
Yeah.
As I walked to the car, I felt God say to me, your book is not a book. It's an outreach. It's an outreach, and you are going to help many, many women across the world, and you are going to provide sunflower babies. And so this is how the sunflower baby was born. And I have to give a shout out to Alicia at the T-shirt shop in Park Hills. Sky's the limit. I blanked on that for a minute. Sky's the limit. Alicia, she gives me a great discount and is such a blessing on all the little onesies that we use for the babies. And so I got to design those. And so now we are, and I'm going to gift you with this, Mark and Jason. You can decide who around the area maybe. And it's not just for people that have dementia or Alzheimer's or in a nursing home. I have shipped these babies to Canada. I've shipped these babies to Minnesota. They've gone to Texas at a Pure Hope Ranch, where I have a dear friend who rescues women from sex trafficking. And so not only did she get the book, she got the babies for all the women that she rescues and brings into this beautiful ranch that she has. So talk about living on purpose. Her name is Catherine Lee. She is amazing. She has a movie coming out about what she does, actually.
Wow.
Yes, she is a pretty amazing human being. And that's who I love to surround myself with, right? That's why I'm here with Mark Toady and Jason Lowry, being around amazing human beings. So when I went to the car and I heard God say, you're going to provide these babies for women all over the world, I called my husband. I was sobbing, and I shared with him what we were going to do, because he does everything, that I do. He says, yes, dear. Right? Yes, son.
He's the sounding board, right?
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I could do a whole show. He's just fantastic. And when I went home to finish the book and explain how to be a part of the Sunflower Baby.
4 pages.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. I ended on page 100. So God finished the book.
Wow, that's
and
great.
It's an outreach program. And I've had so many people supporting it, making donations, taking the babies, buying the books, shipping the books, using the books for Bible studies or book studies, Bible studies. And it's been an incredible blessing. And I'm so grateful. So grateful.
I hate to ask this almost, but what else is going on with Rhonda Hubbard?
Well, I have some exciting things happening in the new year. Of course, I still have my amazing health and wellness with the Juice Plus Company and global, and I've been traveling all over the country and going to be doing some more of that, of course, into 2026 and helping more people establish better health habits. And then a new program coming up called Rise with Rhonda Wellness Coaching, which is what I'm doing anyway, right? But I'm going to get more specific.
Just put a name on it, yeah.
Yeah. Get more specific and help more women. Again, it's back to sisterhood, right? It's back to helping women rise, and that's my word. Respect, integrity, service, and excellence, not perfection. Excellence in everything that we do.
Now, you may say you're helping women, but you also have helped guys too in the past, because you got me started on Juice Plus
that's
a
true.
quarter of a century ago. So
absolutely, and I can help guys too.
And I have to ask you this: do you still have? I won't say what restaurant it was from. Do you still have the cheeseburger and fries that you chewed me out with at a Relay for Life event
Absolutely.
15 years ago?
I still have that picture.
Yes, I do too.
It still has no mold, no bacteria. I've been doing this for 22 years.
Oh, my.
And Jason's going, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my. You look good holding that baby, though.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very fatherly.
Yeah.
I know how to take care of the neck and make sure. That was my biggest fear with when the first kid came. It's like I'm gonna break this kid's neck because I don't know how to hold a baby.
Right.
But now it just comes naturally. And like some of the kids at school, I guess in the FACS classes they get the babies that cry, the robotic babies.
Right.
I'm a master at those things. I can scoop them up and help those
fantastic.
young people out. So yeah,
That's fantastic.
I love it. This is so great. What a great idea! And again, God knew you needed those 4 pages, and He made it happen for you, didn't He?
Yeah. To Him all the glory for all the successes and everything that we've been able to accomplish.
How do people find out more about anything, all the things that we've talked about? What's the best way to reach you?
Probably the best way to reach me is through social media, and any social media, and I'm always out and about in the community, so you can find me anywhere and everywhere. So, I also have email. I'm not really great at email. Let me get my phone number. Can I do that?
Sure.
Let me
Yeah.
get my phone number. I might miss your email. So, phone number 573-518-3416, and would love to answer any questions or help anyone. If you see a need, I think we can all do that. When we see a need, we want to fill that need. And there's three kinds of people in this world, right, guys? Those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those that don't even know what happened. And I know which one I want to be, and I know that you also know that. So think about that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
What a gift.
Golly Moses.
This is great.
What a gift.
What a gift. And again, find out more about the book, Sunflowers and Sisters. The Mouse Race is happening on February 13th at Twin Oaks. So much to cover, and we'll throw some links on our Facebook page too. So
Okay, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
No
Thanks for
problem.
listening.
Thank you. Rhonda Hubbard joining us here. It is the Parkland Podcast on this wonderful Saturday morning. We're broadcasting from Winter Wonderland at Long Memorial Hall in downtown Farmington, and we'll be right back after this.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
When comfort matters, count on Capaya's Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capayas, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit capayasheatingandcooling.com today. Capayas Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I
Neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
All right, so we're back on the Parkland podcast here on this December the 6th. We're going to move the camera around a little bit. Jonas has zoomed in on me. Hi, how's everything going out there on Facebook and YouTube at Land? Mark Toady has the wireless mic, and he's making his way around Winter Wonderland. We needed to pan out and show some of the awesome scenery here. Again, we're broadcasting from Winter Wonderland this morning. This is at Long Hall in Farmington. It is 36 degrees, and hanging out with the ski slope down below, we have Mark Toady joined by Paul Bimbauer. And Mark, take it away, and I'll join you down there in a second.
Yeah, the Reverend Paul Bimbauer, he was the high bidder at the Help the Hungry bake sale for our guest host on the Parkland podcast. And I can't remember, I think it was like $4,000 that we had to bid on for this thing.
I'm not going to say, but I got off a lot lighter than that.
Well, it is great to have you here. For folks who don't know you as well as I do, you had a long career as the pastor at the Presbyterian Church.
I did. And your previous guest is a particularly tough act to follow.
She did great.
And I mentioned that to Jason, and he said, well, I hear the word is that you've done some good here and there. And that always, like everything else, gives rise to a short story.
Okay, let's hear it.
When I was, I guess 11 or 12 years old, I went to church camp. And one of the things that we did, I was in eastern Kentucky, and I visited with the rest of the church campers the demonstration farm of the University of Kentucky. And one of the things they had that we had never seen in our particular town of Pikeville, Kentucky, where I was born, was sheep. And they had a fairly good sized flock of sheep, maybe, I don't know, 50, 100 sheep. It was a fairly good sized flock. And they proceeded to tell us a whole lot of stuff about sheep. And I learned something that was different from what I had learned in Sunday school.
Okay.
About sheep and shepherds. We'd always had this kind of Sunday school book-ish picture of Jesus with a crook and sheep following him in a line, you know.
Right.
Very, very nice, pretty picture. But sheep and shepherds don't work that way, according to this expert on sheep. The shepherd, everything that the Bible says, that Jesus says about being a shepherd is true. But the interesting thing about a shepherd is shepherd works from the middle of the flock. From the very middle of the flock. And what do sheep want? Well, they want water and they want grass. And they'll settle for night and day. That's all they get. So there are adventurous sheep and there are shy and timid sheep. And that describes just about every community I've ever been part of. And a really good shepherd works from the middle of the flock, and as he sees other sheep on the outward edge of the flock, they may get they may get wind of some fresh grass or some water trickling through a brook, and they'll move in that direction. And a lot of the sheep will follow, but a lot of them will just stay by the shepherd unless the shepherd moves with them. And so the shepherd goes with the more adventurous, the sheep that are willing to venture away from the shepherd, and then he has to bring along the ones who lag behind. You know, he has to not forget about those behind him. So a shepherd is always looking in every direction. And I always used that as a model for my pastoring. And it's never failed me. Every church that I've ever served, every community that I've ever been a part of, has people that are capable of, stepping out, doing wonderful things, and other people who are not quite as adventurous as that, but they'll say, "Ooh, I can do that," or that, I trust that sheep. I'm going to follow. The shepherd is going, I'm going with. And that's the way it should be, I believe. And it worked like that at the Presbyterian Church here in Farmington. There were some people who were the kind that stepped out, and there were the people who were homebodies, if you will. And they all need to be cared for and watched after. But the shepherd doesn't want to ever let the distance between the shepherd and the lead flock and the trailing flock get too big.
You don't want to.
In case of the wolf.
Then you've got people that are kind of like in the middle there that aren't afraid to reach out, but are still kind of quiet and shy. I'm thinking of Nancy Sullivan. She'd be kind of a perfect example of that.
I would call Nancy one of the more adventurous, and I wouldn't call her shy and retiring at all.
She's when I say
she's
shy,
going to call me, and I'm going to hear about it now.
I say she's just not one of those that's going to be loud and boisterous. She's not going to be a Jason or a Mark, but she can still get her job done.
Yeah, and it's a very fortunate congregation that has a Jason or a Mark in it. But to have people like, I'm thinking, before I came here, I listened to the podcast where you had the Help the Hungry Committee on. A lot of those people I go to church with. A lot of those people I have ministered to in many different ways and been friends with. And they are a remarkable, remarkable bunch of women.
Yes, they are.
And their husbands with them who support them and help them to do all of the things that they do. So that's the way it is at the Presbyterian Church. They have a hierarchy of needs. Some people need more attention from the shepherd than others do.
Now, Paul Bimbauer, when you got the high bid at the Help the Hungry Bake Sale, we talked a little bit. You said you didn't really have an agenda. You just wanted to come and talk.
I don't. I mean, there are so many things about Farmington that I like and I'm interested in. I appreciate the way that the city is trying to do some new things, particularly in the way of traffic patterns. I absolutely love the diverging diamond.
I know, right?
Change out there at 21 and 67. I happened to visit with Mr. Porter from the city.
Yep, Tim is a big fan of the show.
At the library when he was talking about the roundabout they are asking the state to put in out near Bray Road and right by a couple of merchants that we all know and love. And I'm thinking about that, and I went home and I looked up everything that I could find about roundabouts and turbo roundabouts and multi-level roundabouts and stuff like that. Did you know the Dutch invented the roundabout?
Really? I knew it was a European thing, but I didn't know specifically where.
Yeah, it's a Dutch invention.
Okay.
And we can credit the Dutch with a lot of good things, including stroopwafels and roundabouts and many other things. Marco Van Ralten would appreciate that.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, anything that I can say good about him, I will.
Absolutely.
So I learned about that, and so I called Jim up. He gave me his card, and I called him up a few days later, and I said, I have an idea. I said, the city is working a special program with the state in order to move these two projects up on the state schedule, including the turbo roundabout at Bray Road there. And I said, he mentioned that it took about 7 years. In other words, the MoDOT was usually working about 7 years out
Right.
in their planning. And I said, by the time 7 years go by from, let's say right now, you're going to have more traffic than that intersection at Maple Street. And what's the name of that outer road there?
Maple and
Is that just the west outer road?
I think it's just the West Outer Road. Yeah. yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Something
at the
Drive in
west end
Leadington,
of
yeah.
the Maple interchange, that's going to need to be another diamond interchange
Yeah.
with a roundabout
Yep.
at one end. They call that in highway and street department lingo turbo round. Oh golly, brain freeze. They have a special name for it.
Okay. So you spent a long time serving the Lord, pastoring a church. Now you're going into city administration, it looks like.
No, I am not. That's the furthest thing from my mind. But I would serve on a committee if I were asked to, because I have opinions about just about everything.
As if you hadn't noticed that already. I want to know, remind folks about that. You had a particular mode of transportation back about 5 or 10 years ago. If I saw Paul Bimbauer here, he was on something with 2 wheels that wasn't a motorcycle.
Yeah, I was one of the more adventurous pastors.
Yes.
I used to ride around on a Segway.
Wow.
My wife and I were in Pittsburgh for our denominational General Assembly several years ago, and we had the opportunity to go on a Segway tour of Pittsburgh that was just absolutely fascinating. It's a wonderful place. A lot of history there, of course.
Yeah.
So we learned, they taught us how to ride on them, and had the opportunity to pick a couple of used ones up. And my wife and I took them with us to travel sometimes. And I think we have pictures, or somebody took pictures of us at Mount Rushmore.
Wow.
You know, doing, now we didn't, of course,
Segway
Mount
up
Rushmore,
them.
you
Yeah.
got a big flat area that's fun to ride in, but also when we were there, it was just full of people, so we were threading our way amongst people. I put a little tricycle bell on mine so I could ring it.
Yeah, there you go. Get people out
So
of the way.
let people know that there was somebody behind them who was moving.
You were quite famous at Country Days for a couple of years with that thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, it almost got me in jail.
Country Days jail or real jail?
No, Country Days.
Oh, okay.
No. No. The closest that I've ever been to being in jail was when I was a contractor working for the United States Navy out in San Diego. I had a contract with the American Potato Company in Idaho to install and maintain some special equipment that they had developed for the Navy. So that they could take dry powdered potatoes that came in a number 10 can, put them into this machine, add purified water to them, and then they could extrude that thick mashed potato-like mix into French fries or home fries or any other cut that you want. They had special cutters that you would put on the machine, and they were able to do that, and without having to have a bunker full of potatoes growing eyes. So anyway, I was working on board the United States Ranger, which was one of the Constellation class carriers that was in port in San Diego, and it was the day before they were to depart on a 7-month tour that would take them over toward Japan, Vietnam, Cambodia, over that way. And so they had assigned me an escort when I came on board the ship. And my escort was a seaman who shall ever remain nameless because he didn't ever show me his ID or tell me his name.
Yeah, so you have no idea.
So
Yeah.
I said, look, I need to go down to I need to see the supply officer, and then I need to be shown where the equipment is. And so I worked on this stuff most of the day, and an announcement came over that all contractors had to clear the ship. So I gathered up all of my stuff. I had a 60-pound tool case, boxes full of spare stuff that I used. And so I'm trying to manhandle this stuff up the companionways to go up about 5 levels on the ship. And I got up to about the 3rd level up, and I looked up at the top of the ladder, and there was a 45 staring down at me with a very mean-looking Marine on the other end of it. And he said, "Where is your escort?" And I said, "I have no earthly idea where my escort is." And he said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "Well, he abandoned me about an hour in to my visit with you. I've been here since 6:30 this morning." And he said, "Well, you're coming to the quarterdeck with me." And I said, "Well, would you mind helping me with some of this stuff?" And of course he would.
Yeah.
So I just packed it up under my arms and carried it up and hoisted it up 2 more companionways and got to the quarterdeck. And the officer of the day dressed me down something fierce for losing my escort.
Did you lose the escort, or did the escort lose you?
Well,
an argument could be made there.
Have either of you served in the military?
I have.
They are never wrong.
Yeah, okay.
They are never wrong, and you don't tell them they are.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a contractor hoping to get off the ship in one piece. So, that's the closest I ever came to going to jail. They threatened to throw me in the brig.
Reverend Paul Bimbauer, serial number 9427856.
Yeah, that was a long time before I was the Reverend anybody.
That probably scared you into a life of faith there.
Well, I worked as best I could with the faith I had, but that was I did many things in my career, and I'm not particularly proud of how long it took me to follow God's call, but I wrestled with it for 17 years. So,
What finally tipped you over?
let's see if I can. I'm trying to remember if there was a particular event. There was not. What started it all, when I was a freshman in college, at a little college in East Tennessee, we were required every Sunday evening to go to Vespers. And at Vespers, one of the pre-ministerial students would preach, and they would serve communion to us and all of that. And I sat down in my place, and that's the last thing I remember until I woke up and found out it was 2 hours past the end of the Vesper service. And I woke up with this presence, this sense that I had been in the presence of the Almighty. And I didn't know what to make of it. So I went back to the dorm, and I got all the quarters I had, and I called my dad at home, and I told him what had happened, and he said, "Well, study hard and get your degree, and all of that. All of that will then take shape according to God's will." And I found that to be a rather flat response, because I was excited and just absolutely in awe of what I knew had to be a divine encounter. So the next morning, it happened to be Monday morning, I skipped my Monday morning science class and went to see the chaplain. And if you remember Beetle Bailey, there was a chaplain in the Beetle Bailey cartoons, Captain Stainglass. And this gentleman could have been the model for Captain Stainglass. So I went into his office and I asked him if he had a few minutes to talk to me, and he was polite and said yes, he did. And so I told him what had happened as best I could. And he quoted to me almost exactly what my father had said to me. Study hard, get your work done, get your degree, then God's plan will become clear to you. Never did.
So these guys weren't much help.
Neither one. Neither one. And I had a friend who was the pastor of the Presbyterian church in that little town where I worshiped on Sunday and helped out with the teenage youth and did some other stuff that was I was invited into. So I went and talked to that person, and they got a little more excited about it. And they said, well, how do you think God's going to work with you through all of this? And I said, well, I don't know. It's not clear to me what God wants me to do or be. I said, my experience of the ministry is such that there are certain things that I don't want to do. I don't want to get called out at 3 in the morning to go stand between a drunken coal miner and his wife so that he doesn't beat her to smithereens, like pastor I knew had often had to do. And there were many things that I didn't cotton to about the ministry. So I had to fight with that, and I did battle with that. And one day I had married, and Margaret and I had begun our family, and we had moved around the countryside a little bit. I had been transferred from my job in Cleveland, Ohio, to San Diego, and we bought a home in San Diego at the height of the when interest rates were up around 15, 18%,
Wow.
stuff like that, and we were living there, and my wife was working as a chemist for a company that was bought by Kodak.
Wow.
And they decided to close that operation down and consolidate it with another one up in the Bay Area. So we decided that since she had followed me from Cleveland all the way out to the West Coast, I would follow her up the West Coast. And so we did that, and we found a church up there, and we found Kodak was willing to pay for a year and a half of rent.
Oh, wow.
On a home that was adequate to us, and actually more than that. A very nice place, and so we lived in that part of California for a little while, and then they decided to shut that company down. They had, I guess, gotten all of the good patents out of it and everything like that, and they had decided to move on. So I had tried to start up my former business, doing restaurant and commercial cooking equipment repairs.
Yeah.
And had utterly failed to get any traction with that. So my older sister, lived in Knoxville, Tennessee with her two sons, said, "Come live with us." So we moved all the way across country.
Right.
And we moved to Knoxville, Tennessee. And I tried to start my company up there, and also met with absolutely no success. So I happened to remember that a friend of mine that I had run into on the phone had been the parts manager for one of the major manufacturers of cooking equipment in Louisville, Kentucky. And I called him up, and I found out that he had retired and moved I had his cell phone number. So he had moved from Louisville to Nashville.
Okay.
And he had started a company there called Commercial Appliance Service. And I said, "I'm interested in working for you." And he said, "I'm interested in hiring you.
Hey.
Drive over here tomorrow and we'll talk." So shortly thereafter, we moved from my sister's home to a rental apartment in Nashville, and quickly found a church that we really loved and a pastor that we really, really loved. And we were sitting in church on it must have been a May Sunday. And I had been struggling with this sense of call for 16 and a half years at that point. And we had talked about it, Margaret and I, about, what our expectations were and that. And all of a sudden, in the middle of singing a hymn, it became clear to me that God wanted me to go to seminary, but God did not want me to go to seminary with a particular purpose in mind. In other words, I wasn't going to become a missionary or to become a pastor or to whatever, just to get a seminary degree. And so I applied for and was admitted to Louisville Presbyterian Theological Seminary, and we moved there, and I got the Master of Divinity degree in 3 years, and then then I was called to be the pastor of a church in Metropolis, Illinois.
Ah, yes.
And after I did that for 5 years, then I received another call to move to Afton, the suburb of Missouri. It was interesting. I called the Presbytery office here and asked them if they could give me directions to the Afton church, because I couldn't find Afton on the city map.
Oh, yeah.
Because Afton is unincorporated.
Uh-huh.
And they said, we don't have a church in Afton. And I said, well, it says here that you do, but I don't know. It's on Gravois Road. I don't know where that is, and I don't know how to find that. They said, sorry, we can't help you. So is it time for me to shut up?
Well, we're getting ready to wrap up here in a minute, but I want to hear, what year did you come to Farmington?
I came to Farmington in 2007.
And you preached here for at least a decade.
Most of a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've been stuck with me ever since.
Well, that's not stuck with you.
I retired here, and I told my wife my next move will be into the urn on the mantle.
Well, Paul Bimbauer, we just appreciate you being with us. The camera's right up there. Anything you want to say in closing?
Oh, my gosh. Bless you all. May the joys of the coming Christmas be full and rich, and may you experience the joy of giving.
Amen. Amen. And Merry Christmas to you and Margaret and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you for purchasing our certificate.
I was going to bring it and have you sign it. You'll have to owe me one.
We can
we can do that.
We left the house in a big hurry to get here on time.
We appreciate it.
And then it was so difficult for me to follow Rhonda.
I will let her know that
Boy,
she is a tough act to follow.
She is, and so many of these other powerhouse women that Farmington is full of.
Like Nancy Sullivan.
Like Nancy
and Chris
and just I could name the whole committee.
I told somebody 2 weeks ago, it was their first time helping out with Help the Hungry. I said, just get used to the fact that you're going to say yes, dear, to about 30 different women today.
Yeah.
Yep, that's kind of the way it works.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you.
All right, Paul Bimbauer joining us, the retired pastor at the Farmington Presbyterian Church, an all-around fantastic human being.
Well, good to visit with him here this morning on the Parkland podcast. We got a current temperature outside right now of 37 degrees. It is 9:30. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some news. We'll check your events page. We'll check sports. And Jonas will pan the camera around Winter Wonderland for you, and you can check out what is happening here. Again, we're broadcasting from Winter Wonderland, Long Memorial Hall in Farmington. It is the Parkland Podcast here on Facebook and YouTube Live.
Since 1941, Busenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Busenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit busenbarkflooring.com and busenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you. combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Hi, welcome to Subway. What can I get for you today?
At First State Community Bank, our why is simple: to bring a positive impact to every community we serve. We are your neighbors and partners in building a stronger hometown. We work side by side with our community to help local businesses grow and families succeed. Our team takes the time to understand what matters to you, combining personal services with the latest technology so you can bank your way. Stop by one of our locations or visit us at fscb.com.
Back on the Parkland podcast here on this Saturday morning. We're broadcasting from Winter Wonderland. That's why we look so festive. Jonas Lowry on the camera. He's going to zoom out.
Doing a great job.
Yeah, you are, buddy. Right behind us is where Santa Claus sits, and Santa's here 6 to 8 weekdays starting on Monday.
Actually, he's going to be here today at 1 o'clock.
And Saturdays from 1 to 3, including today. And we'll get to all those events coming up with Discover Farmington here in just a moment. But first, we want to check the news.
We do. Park Hills Police has issued a statement to address a situation that occurred back on December 4th during the Columbia Park Christmas lights display. Officers responded to a report of an individual causing damage to a vehicle. The subject involved was located and taken into custody without further impact to park visitors. The Park Hills Police understands the importance of this holiday tradition. They want to make Columbia Park a safe place for all who visit. They have implemented the following measures for the remainder of the month-long lights display. A Park Hills police officer will be at the park daily between 5 and 5:30 to make sure there's no safety concerns. Officers will also conduct additional unannounced patrols throughout the evening to monitor activity and ensure the continued safety of citizens and guests.
MoDOT taking a lot of heat for poor road conditions earlier this week. Monday and Tuesday, periodic snow showers hit the Parkland. The snow wasn't heavy enough to plow, but MoDOT did not pre-treat the roads. The Bonne Christmas Parade postponed to this coming Monday, and schools were closed, many for multiple days, as the result of the light snow and cold temperatures. The St. Francis County Sheriff's Department responded to almost 50 calls during the events.
The Casa of the Parkland Festival of Trees, an amazing event, raised over $45,000 this past weekend. It was held at the First State Community Center. The money raised stays within the organization to support training and purchase essential items for children in foster care. Casa of the Parkland provides trained volunteers who serve as advocates for children navigating the court system, ensuring their needs and voices are prioritized.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Mark Tody to look at your local forecast for the day.
And it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Sunny with a high near 50 today with light south winds. Tonight's low 37. Tomorrow a few clouds, but we'll have temperatures in the 40s. 37 on Monday, then back up into the 50s on Tuesday and Wednesday. 42 on Thursday. I believe our next threat of snow is coming up toward the weekend. I know it's going to turn colder as we get into Friday. And there may be a little snow about a week from today, but we'll keep an eye on that.
And it looks like, I know we originally were looking at the possibility of some snow Sunday night. That's pretty much been removed from the forecast now.
And I'm okay with that.
I was kind of wanting another 3-day weekend.
Yeah. School teachers. Divas.
I know. 36 degrees right now. Outside of Winter Wonderland here in downtown Farmington. We'll do our events presented by Discover Farmington in just a moment.
But in the meantime, while we're yakking, we hope you're enjoying the shots of Winter Wonderland as well. It's really nice. The trains aren't running. But
we figured they'd be too loud.
Yeah.
Plus, we didn't want to turn them on, and then they're like broken, and then there's nobody here to fix them for
in case we screw them up.
Yeah. We don't want. We don't. I mean, I don't want to end up on Santa's naughty list. Do you?
Yeah, I've been there too many years.
First State Community Bank, FSCB.com. They are the official bank of the Parkland podcast, and we always talk about the fact they put the community in what they do. And they're sponsoring both the Bonne Terre Christmas Parade Monday night and the Park Hills Ludington Christmas Parade on Thursday night. They're always up for a good cause.
And they had a big float in the Farmington Christmas Parade, and they are gracious enough to allow
you. Combining